Hi, I'm Peter Jones, Chartered Surveyor, author and property investor.
Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Ah! Now let's just stop there. If I ever hear that quote again, I don't know what I'm going to do. Warren Buffett must have said more than that, but every time somebody wants a quote, they pull that quote out of the quote box, and out it comes, be fearful when others are... Oh, no. Now, I've read a lot of stuff by Warren Buffett, and I've also read stuff by his mentor, Benjamin Graham, and I know that he knows a lot more than just that. And he said a lot more than just that, which we can relate to. So I thought, for a bit of fun, as it's Fun Friday, rather than having a rant and being grumpy, which I am at the moment, I thought, let's have a bit of fun. Let's go online and see if we can find anything about Warren Buffett and what he says about property. And this is what I found.
If I had a way of buying a couple 100,000 single-family homes and had a way of managing, the management is enormous. It's really a problem because they're one by one. They're not like apartment houses. So, but I would load up on them, and I would take mortgages out at very, very low rates. But if anybody is thinking about buying a home, 5 years ago they couldn't buy them fast enough because they thought they were going to go up, and now they don't buy them because they think they're going to go down, and interest rates are far lower. It's a way, in effect, to short the dollar because you can take a 30-year mortgage, and if it turns out your interest rate's too high next week, you refinance lower, and if it turns out it's too low, the other guy's stuck with it for 30 years. So it's a very attractive asset class now.
If you are a young individual investor at home and you have your choice between buying your first home or investing in stocks, where would you tell someone is the better bet?
If I thought I was going to live, if I knew where I was going to want to live the next 5 or 10 years, I would buy a home and I'd finance it with a 30-year mortgage, and it's a terrific deal. And if I was an investor that was a handy type, which I'm not, and I could buy a couple of them at distressed prices and find renters, I think that's, and again, take a 30-year mortgage. It's a leveraged way of owning a very cheap asset now, and no, I think that's probably as attractive an investment as you can make.
There we are. There's Warren Buffett's views on property. His view, if he could, he'd just go out and buy as many single lets as he could and just wait for 30 years, mortgage them on cheap mortgages with rates cheap at the moment, fix them and leave them. Well, of course, I do things slightly differently. I like to buy properties which need a bit of work doing to them so I can add value, but the principle's the same. It's all about buying property and waiting. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about investing for the long term. And properties are still a very sound asset. Now, I don't know what the future holds. I don't have a crystal ball. But Warren seems to think it's a good idea. You need to make your own view on this, though. You decide what's right for you. But I just thought it'd be interesting just to get a different view and just to hear something different from Warren, not the usual old quotes that we hear. So I hope you enjoyed that.
Well, I hope you found that informative and inspirational. And if you want help in property, please do come over to my website, www.thepropertyteacher.co.uk. Loads of great resources there, including my blog. There's loads of free videos, loads of great articles. There's free reports to download, including Learning with Peter, where you'll be able to access resources like my video courses, like my ebooks, including my home study course, the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, which I've literally sold thousands of copies of, which takes you through how I started in property, literally with none of my own money, but how I was able to build a portfolio of £2 million worth of property in just 4 years. I'll show you everything that I did right so that you can do the same, and I'll show you everything that I did wrong. I'll tell you about all of my mistakes so that you can avoid them, so that you can progress in property far more quickly than me. Until next time, here's to successful property investing.